What is going on, guys? It is Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. We have an extremely important update. Again, a lot of people are saying that there is a potential planetary catastrophe in the process right now. We'll talk about that here in just 2 seconds. I do want to make sure that everybody gets in here. I waited until we had a few hundred in here at least. It looks like about 500. So thank you, everybody, for showing up. Make sure to share this out. Now, many people are torn on what is really happening in the world, and I don't blame anyone. There is a lot of information going out, so much information that people really don't know what to believe. What we do know, though, is that there is some sort of event at one of the largest power plants in Europe. Now, if you have followed kind of the plans here and the plans that have been talked about for years on the internet, power is one big thing that no one wants to see go down. We have talked about blackouts for years now, and now there is, of course, something going on with the European power plant. Now, for a couple days now, we were one of the first to find at least a tiny bit of information, supposedly from a Ukrainian defense minister, I believe, talking about how they believed Russia was going to enact martial and law in their country on March 4th, which I just pointed out that it was very interesting that there's a mystery object hitting the moon on March 4th, and that would be the day that they picked to do that, right? So I have pointed out there's a lot of weird little things going on. They, of course, first said that piece that is hitting the far side of the moon was first a SpaceX rocket, then they said it wasn't, then they said it was a Chinese rocket. Now China has said that it's not one of their rockets, so now it's a mystery object. That is hitting on March 4th, and then supposedly it says the European Union is picking up signs on social media that Russia could bring in martial in the country after its invasion of Ukraine, an official said today. The Brussels-based officials said that the bloc was seeing speculation on social networks about possible Russian plans, which it said could be completely home-produced. So at the very least, that would say that they are going to kick something up a notch. It says, as is the tragic loss of young lives killed in the military conflict, with Russian mothers having to learn about the loss of their sons. So it is something that we're conscious of, and it's something we're worried about, the official said. Now, remind you, if they are doing that, many of the people that are living in Russia, there are still citizens of almost all countries that were encouraged to leave, but there are still folks there, and there are folks there that have their internet going, and people are talking. People were protesting in their squares, and a lot of people were getting arrested in Moscow. What they were also saying, and what locals are saying, and even Foogle fam members, including one who is a janitorial position for a lot of these official buildings, said that they were told to go home almost a month ago, said that you need to get out of there now. So something was up then, and obviously that was before mainstream was really pushing a lot of this. Loud explosion heard in Washington, D.C. This is alleged near Russian embassy, and that is a report. It says police have responded to an alleged explosion heard in Glover Park, Washington, D.C., near where the Russian embassy is located. Several people have heard the explosion, took to social media to ask about it, as law enforcement officers and Secret Service have reportedly arrived and searched the area. This, I don't know what this is, and again, this could be a nothing burger. It says there is no official word on what caused the explosion, which was also reportedly heard in Cathedral Heights, but it may have been a blown electrical transformer. And then Vladimir Putin, and then here's another thing. There was a subsection of people that thought that Putin was not going to invade at all. Some of the things he said publicly now do kind of confirm that he does plan on at least taking it back. Whatever his motivations are, I'll leave that for people to debate. But it says Vladimir Putin says violence will get worse and plans to take over all of Ukraine. This is, of course, it says the Russian president made his comments to Emmanuel Macron, his French counterpart, during a phone call on Thursday. Again, what Macron said when he hung up was very creepy. It says Russia's attack on Ukraine is going to, according to plan, and the violence will get worse, Vladimir Putin warned today. The Russian president made the alarming comments to Macron, his counterpart in France, during a phone call on Thursday afternoon. After hanging up the phone at the end of the exchange, this is supposedly what Macron said, which lasted an hour and a half, Mr. Macron said, quote, "The worst is yet to come." So again, that could be Emmanuel Macron. What was the purpose of their call today? Were they trying to mediate? I don't know exactly what the purpose. It does say that President Putin expressed his very great determination to continue the offensive, the aim of which is to take control of the whole country. President Putin said the Russian army operation was developing according to plan and that it would get worse if the Ukrainians do not accept surrender terms. One thing I want to point out, just a couple days ago, a Belarusian picture came out of it looks like a Belarusian general or somebody high up talking to a group of people, and essentially they had a attack map behind them. I first want to point out, why do you think that attack map was shown? It had 1st Cavalry from Fort Hood. It had the USA up in the upper left-hand corner. It actually had very specific troops from the U.S. and where they were on the map. This was a printed map, so it wasn't something just done on the fly. It was actually printed. There was much thought put into it. I want to ask you, why do you think that picture leaked? Do you think he just stood there and did a photo op in front of an attack plan that showed that they were not only going to take Ukraine, but then take Moldova next? That's what that battle map showed. Now, why do you think that they would do that? Do you think that was on accident? Do you think they were like, oh, cheese, or hey, this is for my TikTok? I don't think so. So just remember, everything that is being put out, make sure to put on your concerned cap on and use your discernment. And then there are several tweets with videos of the largest nuclear power plant in Europe on fire, already on fire. The tweet from Dmytro Kuleba, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, says the Russian army is firing from all sides upon the Zaporizhzhia NPP, the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. Fire has already broke out. If it blows up, it will be 10 times larger than Chernobyl. Russians must immediately, in all caps, cease the fire, allow firefighters to establish a security zone. Firefighters had to pull out due to active shelling at the facility. This plant supplies 25% of the power for Ukraine, and it's dead it's the dead of winter. And then U.S. doesn't stand a fighting chance if Russia and China combine cyber tech, former Pentagon official says. We have attached that on our website over on marfooglenews.com. Again, you can go over there and find all of these, including op-eds and pieces that we have put together according to this. Now, there are videos coming out on that. We don't know what to think about that, but as far as power plants and things like that getting hit, we just had yesterday, Taiwan had one of its largest generators, one of its largest power plants blow up and start, fire. Something happened, and they, of course, have an official story on that we'll cover later over on our main show. But, smoke billowing out of it. A huge chunk of Taiwan went down yesterday. In fact, almost all of the live streams of even their news channels went down. If you went to almost every one of them, it said not available, not available, not available. You went to their live stream cams, not available. It was a blackout in more than one way. It was information, power, everything. And then a military member said that he could not get a hold of at least 3 of his buddies stationed in different places near Taiwan. So that would be saying that, something was up with cell service as well. So something happened. Was that a practice run for them to take Taiwan? Many people thought that it was actually going to happen yesterday. But at the very least, it had Taiwan up in arms. And I believe that we will find out more about that later on. And I bet you they'll change the tune once, a couple things change there. At this time, they're saying, oh, it's just an accident. Just like this European power plant is, just part of what's going on. So keep your eyes peeled. Go over to marfooglenews.com to get any of the links. We have a full bibliography of all of our sources. If you do want to support us, at the same time, we are encouraging everyone to get prepped and get your ducks in a row. Go over to marfooglenews.com/prep, and you can actually get long-term survival food. I'd highly recommend getting it before, again, all of these things are going up in price. And then if you do want to get a solar generator, go over to marfooglenews.com/energy, INERGY. That you can also get equipped with an EMP shield. So again, go over to marfooglenews.com/prep if you haven't already. Check it out. Again, they have tons of stuff, everything from food to gadgets and everything else. That helps support us, but again, this is free, and we hope you share it out to friends and family, share it out to as many people as possible. At the very least, even if this was all manufactured, people should know about it and keep their eyes open and not be hit in the side of the head if something happens. When they say it could be 10 times worse than Chernobyl, experts are saying that's technically right. If this thing blows up, it would cause a massive disaster. But who knows? I don't think they would want to do that. I don't think that they would want to radiate the whole area. But again, who knows what we're dealing with at this point. Many people believe it's two very evil sides going at it and just going nuts. And they're trying to bring about WW3 to just completely flip everything back to zero. So anyways, have a good night. Be safe. We'll see you on the show over on our sister channel that does long form content and live shows, Marfoogle TV. Have a great night. And again, be safe, be prepared, and Marf out. Thank you for everybody that supported during the show. You will be shouted out during the live show tonight.